Yeah. Man's got his all black tie. Yeah, bro. This one's gonna be good. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start tonight's show in the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it. What well, Spence?
Come on up. I
Bro,
want
we're
man to
here.
realize this part here, yeah? It is very easy, Tunde, yeah, to be critical when you're on the other side. But until
Yeah.
you walk in a man's shoes, shut your mouth. Don't talk, just keep your mouth. And what I've noticed is this: there's a lot of fraudulent people in boxing, Tunde, yeah,
Come on.
that go with a general consensus, yeah, knowing that you're only speaking to a particular demographic. But when you're talking to the real demographic who actually study and appreciate and honor this sport, you realize
Mm,
exactly what is going on. Big up Steve Bailey, yeah, man. Big up Colby Cuts. But
Kobe,
like as
you know
Tundi knows the drill. But like I'm saying to you, now I'm not going around the bout and all the rest of it. I'm not gonna. I have to touch on, and I want man to realize this part here because there were certain people who just hurry come ups in boxing, right? I can't call your name because my name's up here, so I'm not calling your name. But you managed to infiltrate my frequency, yeah? You managed to, right? And the only reason why you managed to is because people who can infiltrate my frequency sent me the nonsense that was spewed out of certain people's mouths or the disregard that people tried to put on Tunde Ajayi and Anthony Yarde after his gala performance, which was voted by ESPN as the fight of the year.
Mm. And before you go
No,
ahead,
I'm not finished on my rant, Tunde. Now, now,
sorry.
Baba Tunde Ajayi, now. You can talk
Sorry.
about this part here. I want to understand this part here. What we saw yesterday, was that remotely close to a fight of the year?
Wasn't even a contest, in my opinion.
Okay, so in the famous words of the late great Reg Gutierrez, was it like a one-sided as a lynching?
bro, what year was that? Red Gush, you can't cover them lies no more. You can't say that on TV no more.
Listen, I know business. Reds are good people, right? So I'm saying this for all of these men who were trying to look, having a barometer of looking at Anthony Yard's gallant display this time last year, right? Trying to say Callum Smith. Let me tell you this: Callum Smith personally is a very likable human being. I'm going to tell you now how it goes. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to be real. Big up Bobby Wright. Thank you so much for the $4.99. Louder, Spencer. Tell them. I don't want Tunde to talk because usually Tunde starts the narrative and I'll just sit down and listen and add my bits. But today, I'm telling you this. Callum Smith was a very, very good amateur, won many titles, right? Was even on the England spot, right? Callum Smith comes from a lineage of a fighting family. I know all of the Smith brothers very well, right? And a matter of fact, even though Paul's been the one that's been run off his mouth on Twitter, and I'm not backing that because me and Paul are cool, we're all right. But what I am saying is this. You requested for Anthony Yarde to find a new trainer.
Eish! Come on, Spence. Talk the thing.
But Anthony Yarde, with his shiny face, cocoa butter sponsored, white teeth bleached out trainer from Pecknam, right?
Come on. Talk it.
Put in a far more gallant display and performance against this hellacious puncher, which he is, because this man, every fight that he's had has ended in a KO, has ended in a stoppage. Every fight. Now, box rec. How could you have put this brother, Callum Smith, when he just entered into the light heavyweight division, did not box as a light heavyweight, and put him above Joshua Buatsi, Dan Aziz, Anthony Yarde? Even Craig Richards, as a matter of fact. How could he be above those guys? Can somebody please tell me? And it's not me having a go. I'm just trying to say, like, I don't like certain demographics trying to influence other demographics, right? On biasness. We heard everybody. I heard when certain man was saying, "No, yeah, I think he's gonna do it. You know, I think he's gonna do him." I had an interview after big up my guy Gull from Boxing King Media. He turned around and said to me on an interview, and I was surprised because Tony said, "Yeah, I watched the video." I said, "Well, you watch the videos?" Tony said, "Yeah, man. You don't watch my videos." I don't watch no one's videos. Right? I'm gonna be real. I don't. You know what I mean? Right? So he goes, "Oh, but Eddie Hearn and Paul Smith said that he's gonna win and it's gonna end in a KO." Hold up a second. Eddie Hearn is Callum Smith's promoter. He's meant to say that. To promote something is to elevate it in rhetoric. You're meant to do that. My brother, right? My biological brother is fighting for the world championship, and Paul Smith was in his corner. Now, this is the thing. If Paul Smith was kind of showing some respect and reverence to what Anthony Yarde has done, maybe the brother could have taken this fight a little bit more serious. But maybe they're looking at if Yarde could have done that, not realizing that Yarde is a special talent. And he hasn't even come to himself yet. He hasn't even found himself yet. And people say, "What are you talking about?" I know boxing, bro. Don't talk to me on this thing. Don't talk to me on this thing. So that's all I've got to say. I've spoken for nearly 7 minutes. So therefore, that is all I've got to say. Right? Don't watch a next man's garden, cultivate your own, because the grass is never greener. The only patch that is greener is the one that you water, plant, and cultivate yourself. That's the end of my talk. You can take it away now, Tunde. And I think I'm justified in drinking something today.
Man's getting a standing ovation. Oh, tight. Nidra Gupta, thank you for the $4.99. Tell them, Spencer, Yarde got Arthur's testosterone levels all messed up since their fight. Man was shook. Big up both of you. Best in the game, tons and the knowledge.
Thank you.
First and foremost, before I say my piece, let me just say a big shout out to those that have joined us thus far. Big up Johnny Gaffer, Ryan Marango, Kurt Campbell, Sylvester Cerrone, AAV Develops, Wilmo Fire, Bernard Kodea, Joe Barrow, Gavin, Chrissy, Blue, I saw her earlier, but big up Chris123 as well, Samo, Nathan Bailey, Jamie, O-Type, Professional Boxing, JME Professional Boxing, Guzzy, too many to mention, James Morrison, John, and what do we have here? Thank you, Rain 71 for the £2. Bad man, I got kill them. What's this? Envies, I got mad them. Envious, I got mad them. All right. Why does my mom always phone me at this time? Wait, people. Sorry. Mommy, I'll phone you back, yeah? I'll phone you back, mommy. Okay, bye-bye. My mom always shoots the phone live on the show, you know. Big up Rain 71 for the £2. He said, bad man, I got kill them, and envy, I got mad them. Anyway, I think I've there's so many people online. Currently, we have close to 300 people live watching the show on a Sunday and this post fight. But firstly, let me say, very gallant effort by Callum Smith. Very gallant. You know, it takes a lot of kahunas and minerals to go over to a next man's backyard, much like what we did when we went to Russia and fight a formidable champion who seems to be getting better. So I credit Callum for that. I don't really, me, Spence. I'm not. Listen, when a man's up, I'm not gonna kick him. Yeah, through envy and hate and jealousy, which enough of these boys. And I'm gonna say it, Paul Smith. I don't forget when you said we don't need people like Tunde Ajayi in the game. See, I don't forget these things.
Totally.
But not once have I chosen to use any type of platform to disrespect you, your family, or anything. Because even your father, Paul Smith Sr., he even commented on my post before. And I got respect. I'm just that kind of person. I respect, especially when the parents are involved in that. And I think maybe this morning, maybe he might have to reassess what he has said about me in the past and how he views me as a trainer, what have you, because it's all love with me. That's the thing about me. You can keep saying what you're saying negatively. I'm going to still keep on working. So I'm not going to use this platform to disrespect Callum Smith, because from what I can see, even though me and him have never spoke, I've only met him at the Boxing Awards once years ago, and we didn't even talk. I think I might have said hello, but he seems to be a very level-headed young man, and obviously an ambitious man.
He's a nice youth, man. He's a nice youth.
An ambitious man. Liam, I remember Liam in Dallas when we fought under Canelo undercard, and he fought Canelo Alvarez. So Liam is cool as well. Stephen Smith, I remember Steve when Cash fought Stephen. Remember that Cash fought Stephen in the ABA final. So I know the family. So it was very strange for me to hear Paul Smith saying things about me. So yeah, I'm not going to kick a man when he's up, and I certainly wouldn't kick him when he's down. In terms of the performance, let me just move to the main man, Mr. Artur Beterbiev. Bro, fam, whatever you want to call it, this guy was on smoke. And I recorded the first 18 seconds of the fight. These men are lucky I wasn't doing commentary, because everyone would have switched off the commentary last night from Sky and tuned into the Fight Is Right. It's only that Spencer was up in Sheffield doing his thing. But let me just go through the first 18 seconds of this fight. Ding, ding. Lead left hook. Feint. Right hook. This is all Artur Beterbiev. In a stat, Spencer. In the first 18 seconds, he threw 18 punches. Lead left hook. No, wait. Ding, ding. Lead left hook. Feint. Right hook to the body. Slip Callum's jab. Double jab, right hand, left hook, right hook, left uppercut, right hook, jab, right hook, right hook, left uppercut, right hook, and a left hook again. Before Callum even threw a shot. 18 punches in 18 seconds. And if you don't believe me, and if you think I'm just spewing some nonsense, go back and watch the fight. I'll say it again. You got the fight on it. You got the fight on. Right,
man just said me the thing.
Everyone go watch it again. First 18 seconds.
Man just said me the thing. Listen.
Wait, Spencer.
He said,
go on.
Man just sent a post. And I'm not, you know what? Because I don't want this about, this ain't the Paul Smith show, and it's not me just digging at Paul Smith. But man just sent me this.
We've gone past that. We've gone past that. But don't forget them, man. We're not even talking about that.
I'll say it.
Forget that. Listen, we already said we're not. This is not a show to criticize people, especially when they're down. I know how it feels when you lost. And I'll be honest with you. When I watched the fight, and I saw Liam, the family, the dad, consoling Callum, that touched me, bro. Because more than anything, more than a fan, I'm a human being. And when you got a fighter that's got family around him, that's supported, that want them to win and don't want them to get hurt, those kind of things touch me. It's nothing to do with sentimental. It's just that it's boxing, it's entertainment. So again, lead left hook, feint, right hook to the body, slip Callum's jab, double jab, right hand, left hook, right hook, left uppercut, right hook, jab, right hook, left hook, right hook, left uppercut, right hook, left hook. Spence, this guy Artur Beterbiev came for total domination. There was no feeling out. It was an 18-foot ring, which surprised many. And I don't know why it was such a surprise, because those things are contractual. You're supposed to know. It's not supposed to be a shock. You're supposed to know, and they probably did know. I don't know, but they chose to leave it to the last minute to make everyone know about it. But the performance in itself was stellar. It was stellar, and I feel that Callum done the best he can. But there really was no contest, Spencer. It wasn't a back and forth. It was just a total dominating performance by a very dominating champion. Spenny ranking.
Son, like I said, big up Boxing King Media. You come out last night as well. Big up. Ton, that Beterbiev, you know what I mean? Badamanok Turvy, whatever you want to call him.
Beterbiev.
Tunde, like, he is a monster, right? And TP knows, he just sent me the thing, right? He just sent, like, on the, from way back when man was calling you a fraud I'll call him a fraud from 2012 and and this and that and all the rest of it. Nah, right. And you got to think, from 2012, you've been 9 years in as a trainer. Right. You know what I'm trying to say to you? So, like I'm saying, when man get punch up. It's just the game, innit? Right?
Yeah, go on.
Right, it's the game. It's the game. But the thing about it is how people completely U-turn now. Now all of a sudden the man's invincible. Now all of a sudden he's superhuman. Do you understand?
Now, I mean, listen, there's so much really we could say, or really I could go on about. I'd rather leave it to the people, but objective incision. Thank you for the £10. It's safe to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's safe to say Arthur was unbetterbed by Callum hype. And I said it in the gym. The people that are hyping up this fight and this catch counter business and that Callum's got all this kind of power, I said they were from the UK. Because people on the world scene weren't talking like that, Spencer. People on the world scene weren't talking about that. And going back to the point of putting Callum above the other British fighters when he'd only had 2 fights on the light heavyweight division, I never understood that myself. And I'm like, you need to challenge yourself first against at least the champions to be rated above them. But, you know, it is what it is. I want to see what the ratings will be tomorrow. That's what I want. That's what I'm waiting to see and see where they rate, man. But in terms of, let's talk about Callum first. As I've already said, it was a gallant effort. And listen, to be the best, you gotta at least challenge the best, face the best, and he did that. He's done that twice. Unfortunately, he's come up short twice, once against Canelo and once against Beterbiev. And you know, these are the stages that I feel that every professional wants to get to. So
he came up short against John Ryder. Let's call it as it is.
Well, he got the decision. I hear that.
That don't mean nothing to me. I don't. So he got the decision, and that's not me knocking him. I just think maybe he peaked a few years prior. You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm on live. Go on YouTube. I'm on live.
Right? Yeah, maybe he peaked prior. Maybe the night where he peaked was the night when he beat George Groves, because that was an incredible win. That was a catch counter thing off through the left hook. That was perfect demonstration of boxing, right? That was. But maybe he's been too big at the weight and been dragging his body down. He's a big youth, man. You know what I mean, he's a big youth. I remember being on holiday and being out with him for New Year's. Him and his family, we partied for New Year's, like at my family. So he's big at the weight. But what I'm trying to say is this: people are running with a narrative because of certain ill feelings towards you. And
I mean, listen, this is everyone.
Listen, I know business, right?
No, but Spence, this is what I'm saying. I don't know where this has come from. And you know what? Probably if I was a lesser secure man, I would start just pulling the race card. I'll start pulling the race card, man. But I don't believe that. I just believe there's good people and there's bad people. There's evil
Simple,
people,
simple,
and
simple.
I'm like, so because I'm like, you know, when you got some kind of disdain or hate for someone, usually it's because maybe you've come up with them or you know. But I'm like, bro, wait, you don't even know me. You don't even know me. So where's this thing come from? Like, how do you say that you don't want someone in boxing that has came from a certain area, demographic, chosen to not go a particular route, the same route, you know, people are on television saying we don't want kids to be doing that and stabbing and selling drugs and everything like that. Then this brother, a young man at the time, is working hard. Like, where does this hate come from? And I think more than anything,
I don't know.
more than anything, I think this is, you know, a young boy said to a young fighter, he just started boxing, said to me the other day, Unks, you know, everyone's telling him that he ain't got no hope to be a boxer and that he should pack it in. I said to him, young man, you're on the right path. The reason why most people try to distract you from any mission or goal you have in life is because they ain't got one. So, young man, you keep doing what you're doing and don't worry about the hate. Use their hate as motivation. And this is why when people like this say things, negative things about me, I'm like, bro, I'm working. You carry on talking, I'm working. And so that's all I say, all I have to say about these kind of individuals that choose to point people out that are trying to be an example to themselves first and to others that come from areas where there ain't too many stars. Going back to the fight, what next for Arthur Beterbiev?
They said that the thingy fight is being signed, isn't it? So it's
So I'm signed by who?
him and Bivol, yeah. It's been signed to happen in Saudi Arabia. But he had to win the fight and he
from
did
what
it.
I heard from Eddie, Bivol has signed
Okay.
his part. Mark Ramsey last night and Beterbiev said post-fight, Beterbiev said he wants the fight 100%. That's the fight. But, you know, there's always excuses. He's been trying to get the fight for a few years, 4 years. He wants that fight. So let's hope that there's no stumbling block. Let's hope that Turki Al-Sheikh can work his magic. Let's hope that Frank Warren, George Warren, and I don't know why people's going on like George, like Francis Warren ain't in the mix. Big up Francis. Let's hope that the boys can get themselves together and let's see this undisputed fight. And if not, there's a lot of interesting matchups out there, Spencer. But who? This is what I'm trying to say. This is why I can't disrespect Callum Smith. Because let's not forget, Joshua Buatsi was offered Bivol. He turned it down. Beterbiev. Dan Aziz was offered, from what I understand, even though Dan is my man, Bivol. They turned it down for this fight. So I'm like, we can't really disrespect Callum Smith and people like AY, Anthony Yarde, because these guys are stepping up to the plate.
Tunde, nobody's not disrespecting them, man. There, no one's not.
No, I'm not disrespecting. We're not disrespecting.
Right, I'm just saying, like, yeah, you stepped up to the plate. I wasn't sitting down waiting because I was saying, like, Tunde, big up, ready for the £5. Remember, Tunde, the devil will always wait for you to go on the straight path.
That's facts. That's
right?
facts. That's facts.
Right. Like I said, I'm not here to. It is what it is. You know what
I mean, listen again.
it is what it is.
Let's not come with this excuses. The thing, what I'll be honest with you, the thing that kind of cheesed me off here, when we fought him, he's this, he's that, he's this. Now you're trying to discredit the man, call him man a drugs cheat. There's all excuses coming out.
You know what? The media just put that up. They said, "Yeah, I bet you as soon as my man got the win, now it's because of the drugs."
Who said that?
That's what's been going around. They complain about the drugs thing now, saying,
Yeah.
"Yeah, Come on, man.
So now he's not human. Hold on. So now Beterbiev ain't human. So what? So this is not the same Beterbiev from 12 months ago. Is that what you're saying? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah. When he's older.
When he's older. I just like, come on, man. And it's not that. I feel people have given, people have looked at the AY performance, and don't get this twisted. Man's not sitting here happy that we were defeated by Beterbiev. We're looking to go back in there, or AY is looking to go back in there and right that wrong. So we're not happy that we put on a better performance. No, we're just saying that a young man that had 12 amateur fights is not waiting to the end of his career to fight elite Hall of Fame champions. He's done it still at the beginning of his career. AY has not even been a professional. AY has not even been a professional 10 years, Spencer. And some of these guys who have got this amateur pedigree, some of these guys you speak about, oh yeah, well, he ain't fighting no one, and then when he gets to the top level, he loses. Hold on. So what are you gonna say now? What are you gonna say now? You got to that level. You had your learning fights. You got your big trainer from America. So what happened? This is sometimes what cheeses me off, and it ain't necessarily about Callum. It's like people have to understand that. Don't get fooled by these narratives that you're reading online. I know that people are in certain positions for a reason. Callum Smith's there for a reason. AY is there for a reason. Beterbiev is there for a reason. So don't get fooled. And I feel that is the key of this. Anthony Yarde is still going to put on exciting fights, and we are still going to challenge for world titles and inevitably win them. We do want to see Beterbiev v Bivol. What is your take on that fight if it were to take place? Obviously, we think it will take place, but what is your take so far? I've already heard Dave Coldwell and many others. I was going to ring Dave, ask Dave to come on the show. Now, all of a sudden, you man are Beterbiev fans. But the other day, you was waxing lyrical that Bivol's this greatest fighter on the planet because apparently, if AY was able to do that against Beterbiev, he's got no chance against Dimitri Bivol. And now you're all changing your mind. Sam Jones, I message you directly because you mentioned Anthony Yarde's name. And I said, hold on, 1 minute, you're saying Beterbiev looked old and his performance looked rusty against Anthony Yarde. And I stopped you. I said it's because who Beterbiev was in the ring with. Don't try to discredit our man to make another man look good. All you lot was talking about catch counters, this, that, catch counter, is going to do this, is going to do that. And now you're all coming on the next day on social media, on Twitter and all of that, saying that Beterbiev is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Because you man can't stick to your words. You're not men of substance. You're not men of substance. You change like the wind. You ain't no promoters. Promoters are allowed to say what they want. Promoters are allowed to say what they want because they're there to do the job. Promote the fight, sell the fight. And I don't really get into any people's business, but when you talk about Anthony Yarde, when you talk about Joel Kodua, when you talk about the people that I represent, and you're saying these things, and I'm just keeping quiet, I'm like, cool. Just say what you're saying. Say what you're saying, because the time will come where you're on the table. But yeah, you had your rant. That was my rant. But I just feel that it wasn't really a competitive fight. I don't know what's next for Callum. I still personally believe Callum Smith is a good fighter, and I would like to see him back. It's that thing. It's just levels, and sometimes, no matter how confident you've got, no matter how much of a game plan you got, and let me just make this clear: switching trainer does not always mean most times, it's not the key to everything. And you can have this so-called world-class trainer, but the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Amir went to Freddie Roach. Amir went to Bo Mac. So many have done it, and I never really seen the improvement. I'll be honest with you. But that is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the management team of this next young man has been messaging me, sending me videos all week at the announcement of this fighter. Some of you may not be familiar with him, but this guy can box. He's a great boxer. Live from the USA, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the one, the only, Mr. Tevin Farmer. Welcome, bro. How you doing, my man?
What up, man? How you doing?
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro.
Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Spencer, fire away the questions.
All right, I'm ready. How you doing?
We're blessed, Tevin. You was away for a hot minute. You're now back. I mean, you fought last year. Since losing your super featherweight world title, I know there's a couple guys that you're looking to go to try and jump back in. You just signed a new deal with Chris Eubank Jr.'s promotional team.
Yeah.
Nova, right? Nova.
Nova. Yeah, with Nova and Napper and them man there. What are the fights you're looking to get? I ain't no long talk. What's the fights you're looking to have, bro?
So I definitely want to come to the UK. That's been a dream of mine for a long time to come over there and fight over there. So obviously I gotta go with Giles Warrington. I know he's over there. He got out of range over there. Hell of a fight. So definitely want to. And another one. Kid got.
It's a bit crackly, isn't it?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you a lot better now. That sounds a lot better.
Giles Warrington, Kid Galahad.
Okay.
I think I pronounced the name right. Right?
Josh Warrington, yep. Kid Galahad, yep.
Yeah. So them two right there.
Where have you been? We haven't seen you for a hot minute, Tevin. A lot of people are interested to know. I think there was a fight muted with you and Mickey Bay a while back.
Yeah.
In Nigeria.
Yeah.
That fight is what happened a few times, but
it is
promoters. Promotional issue.
Yes, sir.
But the people that were supposed to do the show.
Obviously, you've been keeping a keen eye on the division. How realistically, how long do you see? Do you see yourself getting maybe a couple of warm-up fights and going straight into a big fight, or do you just want to jump straight back in there? Because obviously you're a former champion, and you may not.
Last year, I had 2 fights last year, so it ain't that much warming up to do. I've been at this level for a long time. I don't really see too much warming up.
Spence, look, before you go there, Spence. Look, we got Josh Warren, we got Kid Galahad, we got Gary Russell Jr., Jamal Herring is coming back, Joe Cordina, and also Lee Wood.
Yeah.
Out of those guys, who would you say you would want to fight the most?
Obviously Joe Cordina, obviously, right?
Oh wow, yeah, that'd be a good fight still.
Coming up, so we gonna X him out until after the fight because he's not available right now. To be honest, I would probably say Giles Warrington. I want to fight all them dudes, to be honest. I really do, but I think stylistically, Giles Warrington and myself, I think that we'll make a great fight, and the stadium will be packed in the UK.
Yes, sir. Spence?
Right, I want to ask you this. I remember your fight when you defended your world title against Jojo Diaz. and you came in second best. Like, I would have never imagined in a million years of Jojo Diaz getting a win over you. What went wrong there?
A lot were and weight cuts and stuff like that. Well, and it's crazy because I've been cutting weight wrong for the past since I've been the world champion, and I never really knew that I was cutting weight wrong because I've been doing it like that for so long. Um, once I lost, and that's one of the reasons why it took so long to come back because of doing a lot of research on cutting weight and going to different doctors and stuff like that. And it's crazy because every world championship I had, right, I come home after a fight, even after a good win, and to the world, people were like, "Yo, this dude looks amazing," but I always come home and tell my girl like, "Yo, I feel like shit." Like I feel day every time. I'm like, I feel like shit, but I never knew what it was. Never knew what it was. I'm like, yo, why do I feel? And the reason why I know I feel like shit because what I do inside of sparring, it never translated over to the ring. Even though y'all may see a different point because y'all them. So, but I know, I hurt people in the gym. Everything. I be like elite fight. I be kicking the head. I get to a fight and I feel like something's taking off. Like I don't have no steam. It's like I'm just going through emotions.
That's
And I figured that out when I lost, and I think that's one of the biggest blessings that ever happened because I had to lose to figure out what I was doing wrong. And now I got it down back. I got the team behind me to help me with it. And I think this time around, the second part of my career, y'all gonna see a difference in me. Something that I've been wanting to show for so long, but I just didn't pinpoint what the hell was wrong, and it took me to lose. So I think it's one of the biggest blessings they had because I would have hated to get into a big fight and feel that same way.
that's so interesting what you said because I mean I remember speaking to Errol Spence and the way he used to make weight for years, and it's like it's quite prevalent amongst professional fighters. Still, fighters are cutting weight the wrong way,
Yeah,
and nowadays with nutritionists and stuff like that, that really shouldn't be happening. You should get some advice, but there's a big difference. Sometimes, and it's been happening for years. You see, in the gym, you're looking like Sugar Ray Leonard. Come fight night, you're looking like Sugar Ray Rita.
yo,
No, you look like sugar diabetes.
You understand? So that's very interesting.
no,
And,
it's real, man. It's real, and it's crazy because even my two comeback fights, right? I fought Avery Sparrow. My timing was a little off. My defense was still good. Everything. I dropped him, right? Then, but I couldn't finish him. But my timing was all over the place, and he could fight. I'll be honest. That Avery could fight. And then I come back my next fight after that, and then I knocked this dude out with one punch. It was like, all right. So it's the weight the weight cuts is definitely perfected now, and it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be. I'm making a lot of noise coming this time around.
Okay, moving on. I don't know whether you watched it, but in the early hours of this morning in the UK, we witnessed the fight between Arthur Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. I don't know whether you saw that.
No.
What your thought? You never watched that fight?
No.
That's a great fight. I know a lot of Americans they're not tuned in, but it was a great unification fight that happened early hours of the morning. Spence, I'll leave with you before we ask Kevin to.
So you're saying that you can still make the weight comfortably?
Yeah, no, it wasn't an issue me making the weight or not making it. It was just the way I was killing myself. Like I don't want I tell y'all off air, but yeah, I was killing myself.
All right, okay. So what? This is what I want to know is this. So what are you doing differently? You said you was killing yourself to make the weight and all that stuff. I hear that, right? But you're still going to be fighting at that same weight.
Yeah,
So,
but it wasn't the way I was getting down there was just horrible. I can tell y'all off air, but I'm not going.
all right, cool. I respect for that,
Yeah,
bro.
but
You know
I
what I
can
mean?
Are you watching any of the up and coming fighters or are you just on a certain level whereby you're only focusing on the top dogs?
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the up and coming fighters. They got a lot to prove. If I can't benefit off of you, there's no point even talking, because at the end of the day, it's how boxing go. You gotta make a mark first. Like I had to make a mark, and that's just how it goes. It's part of the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Spence,
I'd like to
final.
know. Yeah, I'd like to know. Like you base your style, because like when you was first out, I remember I'm going back a few years ago, and I think there's a very famous house DJ called Jumping Jack Frost, and he was saying like, yeah, have you seen Tevin Farmer? This guy's gonna blow. He was saying this from ages. I remember this, and I remember watching a couple of your fights and saying like, yeah, you was doing a lot of. You reminded me a lot of Pernell Whitaker. Was that the guy that you used to study a lot?
No, I honestly I didn't.
For real?
Like I started boxing at like 18, 19 years old. So I ain't know nothing about these fighters. I ain't know nothing about nobody. The reason why I really started watching Pernell is because everybody kept saying you fight like him, and that's when I really like checking them out. Like, damn, I'm like, okay, we do. But besides that, no. Prior to that, no. Like I only had 16 amateur fights. This is not like I wasn't born into the sport. Like it's not like I wasn't doing this for years. Like I wasn't born into the sport to where as though I had to do it. It was something that I picked up late, just on the humbug.
Because there is that mad similarity between you and Pernell Whitaker.
It's
Like,
crazy. It's
yeah,
crazy.
that's
Crazy. I don't know how, but it's crazy.
So what fighters did you watch? Even though you said you only had like 16 amateur fights and that. What fighters did you watch or did you study to kind
None.
of
It was
none?
none. It was just I just only time I watched boxing before was like if we probably had a fight party and I would go there and watch the fight. I would these dudes was born into the sport. A lot of people was born to the sport. They got 100 and 200 amateur fights, and it's just what they do. This is something that came along. Like I didn't. I just picked it up late.
I think that makes your achievements even more spectacular. You know, becoming a world champion, not really having that background, and it just shows you know, you obviously was a student.
That's why I got my 4 losses in the early of my career. I was learning as I was going. I ain't know about the sport. I ain't know nothing. I ain't know you had to groom a fighter to a certain point. I ain't know. I just jumped in the sport and just thought it was just fighting. And I ain't know. I learned. By the time I got my 4th law, that's when I really figured it out. Like, damn, this is how you're supposed to do it. So I ain't had to order or nothing. Yeah, it was
I think. I mean, even that story there, I think, really will give a lot of people hope who probably feel they have to go a certain route to become a boxer. You know, many people or many fighters, I can speak for one that I'm close to, or two that I'm close to, same like yourself, only had 12 amateur fights, and you know, are doing big things in boxing. And it just,
I don't think it's too late. It's never too late. Sorry to cut you off, but it ain't too late. If you believe
yes,
you can
sir.
do it, I believe you can do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what does the future hold for you next? What are you doing next? When you back out? What's going on?
February, March.
Okay.
I'll be back out. Hopefully with one of these guys that I named. But other than that, yeah, that's it. I want to get back in there ASAP. I'm in shape already, so
Okay.
I'm always.
Well, let's big up your new promotional team, Nova Sports. Big up Napa
Yeah.
Fitness. That's my guy out there. Always sending me and actually, I didn't even know he was coming on the show today, but you know, I'm in communication regularly with Napa, and he's always letting me know what's going on within the promotional company, and he's very excited to grab you as one of the new signing. And he said, "Just watch this space. Tevin's coming to take
Oh,
over."
yo, that's a fact. I've been watching them for a little hot minute. And I like his drive, you know.
Definite.
And he a hard worker, hustler, and he gonna make something shake. So, and I feel like that's what I needed on my team. So
Excellent. Tevin,
Yeah.
listen, we don't want to take any more of your time. Great having you. Fantastic having you. Wish you all the best in your career.
Thank you
And
so much.
thank you for letting the UK know that you're back in this thing and you're ready to rumble.
We
I'm about to
salute you, champ.
to the
Waiting
UK.
for you to bring back them titles, to get back them titles. Big up yourself, yeah? Love.
I appreciate it, brothers.
Come on, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Also, big up to the Nonito family, Nonito Danae, and Rachel Danae.
Yes.
They just sending out a salute. I want to know, Nonito, did you watch the boxing yesterday? Please let us know in there. Be interested to know if you did. I'd love to hear your take on it. Seeing as you're well versed and a multiple weight world champion as well, I'd love to hear your take on last night's events. Tomorrow is the big press conference for Francis Ngannou, Anthony Joshua, Tunde,
Wow.
right? And I don't know what is happening to Johnny Nelson,
What's
but
happening with them?
Johnny Nelson's talking some wicked talk on Ben Davison.
Oh, yeah?
Bruv, he's like, it may sound like I'm hating, but I'm not. I'm telling you straight, and no one can't tell me nothing. I've been there. First time, Johnny.
What is the actual issue?
Well, no, he was just saying like Ben Davison cannot be credited for Anthony Joshua's progression in his last fight. That's what he was saying, and I get it to an extent. What Johnny's on, and I have to big up Johnny Nelson as well because he came out yesterday evening when I was down in his area of Rotherham, which is just outside of Sheffield, for the charity dinner. And may I say, I have to big up. Everyone's asking, where's Tunde? I turn up at the place. Everyone says, I said, listen, this is not about Tunde. Everyone said, no, Spence, where's Tunde? Where's Tunde? What? let me tell you this, Tunde. In the Asian community, because it was 95% Asian in that place yesterday, Asian Muslims, Arnie's big in the thing, you know, bruv. Bruv, the amount of man, little kids coming who want to be boxing and all the rest of it. It was like, yeah, that youths coming up to me, yeah, lions in the camp. I'm like, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's mad what we started, man. It's mad what we started.
Well, how much money was raised yesterday?
Yesterday, it was in Rotherham, and yesterday it was £130,000 that was raised yesterday, right?
Wow.
Now, may I add, and I have to big up, massive big up. You know what? I should have got Hamzat Chimaev on the show, you know. I wonder if we've got time to just draw through, right? Beautiful, beautiful brother, Tunde. Really, I just sent you the picture when I was speaking to the audience. So I don't know if you saw it on your WhatsApp. Beautiful brother. He's fighting at middleweight in the UFC, and he made the team. He made the team boost up how he was going out and made. Anyway, Victor said, "Quick question, Tunde. How did your parents react when you wanted to do boxing? I think I have an idea how they would have reacted." Smiley face. I would like to hear that from you.
You know why I'm laughing so much? Because Victor, I know that you're Nigerian, but you must be Nigerian because you already know what the answer is. My dad is like, boxing? No. We don't do boxing in our family. We do boxing in our family. My dad was adamant. No boxing. We don't do boxing. We don't. I'm like, Dad, I want to do this. We started working in the office, the accountancy office, did a little VAT. But every time the door shut when my dad left the room, I was watching boxing until then when I actually started fighting and stuff. There was no support. And then, when I became a trainer and things started to evolve, even then, my dad was like, "There's no money." Where's the money? There's no money. You're doing this 17, 18 hours a day. I can't see no reward. But as time changed, as time moved on, my dad loves it. He's very proud, and I think, it's really a thing for all parents. When your child has a passion for something, you need to put cultural beliefs, or we do this. So let let your child shine in whatever he wants to do and support him more than anything.
Come on.
Don't wait to support him or her. Don't wait till the money starts coming before before you support, because the child might take it the wrong way. Fortunately, my dad, it's all love, But
So
yeah,
right.
parents, support your children. Every child is special, and every child has a passion. Some people never get to, live their passion, but once a passion is located or identified from a young age, parents, let's support them. Yeah, and that's what I would say about that, Victor. I mean, listen, Baba Tumbi Ajayi, what's about these people? Spence. I mean, we don't really have nothing to say about it, because listen, it's kind of like a downer, because I think a lot of people wanted in this country, a lot of people wanted Callum to win last night, but I think what we saw last night was a performance that like we ain't seen for a long time, especially from Beterbiev. And I think people thought that, even me, I was like, I need to see after 3 rounds the effect the Yarde fight would have, if it did have any effect in it. Just like I was waiting for the Wilder fight in the first 3 rounds. And after the first round, really, of the Wilder fight, we knew that the trilogy with Tyson Fury definitely had some effect. But Arthur showed no effects from that fight last January, and he actually put on a performance. Again, it's who's standing in front of you. It's who's standing in front of you. Anthony Yarde is a beast. Beterbiev is a beast, and that was a contest of 2 beasts. And I, as Anthony tweeted last night after the fight, or early hours of this morning, who wants to see Beterbiev Yarde 2? That shows you that Ant is a modern day gladiator and wants to go in there again and test his skills and his strength against one of the most dominant champions that we've seen. In terms of Callum, wish him all the best. We hope he gets back, or whatever decision he chooses to, because I've heard a lot of retirement talk post fight and even pre fight. I didn't actually click onto it. Started watching, but I lose attention very quickly. Liam Smith, I saw the heading, something about retirement with regards to Callum. So I don't know. When I heard he made a statement last night that, he'll have to see, take some time off. He's usually done things selfishly, never really put thought into how his family feels. I know he's due to be married in June with his long-term fiance. So that's a good thing for him. And maybe he might just decide to call it a day. He's had a great career, British, European, I think Commonwealth as well, champion, world champion, Ring Magazine, super middleweight champion, fought arguably pound for pound star in Canelo Alvarez, and arguably a pound for pound star in Arthur Beterbiev last night. So whatever decision Callum Smith chooses to make from here on, he's been a great ambassador for the sport of boxing, basically because he's been respectful, and respect goes a long way.
Come on.
Spence?
Do you know what? I just read some comment on there, which I want to turn it into this, but some brother David on there, he's talking some smack. I want people to realize this part here, yeah? Before anybody wants to try and question my motives behind the charity work that I do, right? I'm going to say this now, right? People don't know what I do from what I do. Like, Tunde's got a good indication of the things that I do from what I don't do, especially within my own community, and especially with my affinity with people who actually look like me around the world. That's number one. Number two is this. As Tunde always keeps on reminding me, be what you want to see. Now, maybe if other people were to take up the mantra of saying, well, I'm going to help other people that my affiliation is to my religious beliefs. That's number one. But it isn't. My thing is to more
Wait, Spence. Man said, but listen, the carry on talking, carry on.
right.
I want him to hear it before I do what I'm doing.
Right now, I'm saying more so to the fact, like, very similarly to the Ukraine, and someone asked me to come for a fundraise for the Ukraine, and I was seeing how people of color were being handled in the Ukraine. I said, I'm not helping them do nothing, and then I had to question myself and said, is that humanitarian? And I went on, but you know what? And off of the back of that, I met somebody there who was eternally grateful to this day. Right? So when you're looking at this thing of when you're saying like, well, charity, or where does charity start at? My friend, I'm a human being that surpasses skin tone, sexual preference, sexuality, and religious purpose. I'm a humanitarian. And I'm going to continue to do that because I'm saying by the grace of God that me being present within 1 month, myself, Amir Khan, Save One Life, Al Medina 313 charity, we have raised over £1 million, right? And when you have a charity, what happens is this: a lot of these charity things is a scam. I can talk about it now because you get a thing called gift aid, where the government give you back whatever money that you raise. The government gives you 20% of the money.
Yeah, it's kind of. I thought it was 10%.
No, it's 20%. It's 20%, right? Al Medina and Save One Life charity, which I got the link through Platinum Promotions, right? They give that money back to the charity to help the needy. Now, if I'm seeing something that in my mind and the rest of the world is waking up to say that is an atrocity and is a human genocide, I'm meant to help because I'm a human being. So don't use this division thing about, oh, but what are you doing for this? What are you doing for that? It's like the man on the donkey with his kid. No matter what you do, people will never be. So don't ever try and talk to me about where I stand when it comes to this, of who I represent as a human being and also my cultural identity. Because you lot ain't got no platform to talk this thing. But I know how I've been speaking from day dot. So I'm going to continue to help my brothers and sisters out in the Palestine. I'm going to continue that, and no one can't tell me nothing on that. And I ain't got nothing against no one, because let me tell you this: if it was people who was practicing Judaism and they were getting oppressed, I'm standing on their side as well. How about that one? I am for humanity. That's the end of my rant.
Come on. Yeah, you know what? I posted a pad session with little Romeo and a little Romeo, a young boy that and his sister that I've been training literally since they were babies. They're still babies now. They're only like 11. I think Romeo's 11 and one brother. The way you said it was even good because you know my head's hot. He said, "You see, you always promote. You're there. You're promoting this little young white boy. How come you don't promote no black boy on your thing?" Oh my goodness gracious me, Spencer. My head just started hurting me. But I just blocked him. Because it's like sometimes I feel like there's just some brothers behind a keyboard. They're just they're put there to wind you up. They must be, and I feel that sometimes if you give them what's the echo business, Spencer? Get your phone on.
Nah.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes if you respond to them,
Sorry, TBG said AY must be white too.
yeah. It's like you're giving them energy and you're taking away your own energy. So, bro, I just blocked him. I just blocked that brother who made that comment. You know yourself, but I'm glad again. And other platforms, you may not have the chance to even explain yourself or put your point across. And I'm glad that here on The Fight Is Right, we have that freedom to really answer, even though we don't need to, silly people like that. That's what makes this more than a boxing show. This is more than a boxing show. And it was good to hear that, Spence, from the humanitarian Spencer Fearon. Cause you ain't helping the brothers them. What's going on, bro? Man's on the road and you ain't even helping, man. But yeah, listen, if people truly knew the help Spencer has afforded in his community, then we wouldn't even have stupid
That's little
statements
idiots.
like that. But you know that this always happens when we haven't really got nothing to talk about in boxing. There's only one fight last night. The rest of the undercard, we were even Jason Maloney and all these man there. No disrespect, but we was only focused on one fight last night. It wasn't like we've had. But let us, before we go, it's 9 o'clock. It's just come to my mind. Next week, we have Natasha Jonas taking on Michaela Meyer. And she's probably in the country right now. I did send Joe the link, but I know Joe must be head down focused. Maybe if you try to phone him, but it's not a phone thing.
It's not a phone thing. And you know what? I respect John Gallagher.
Trust me, it's a week away from the fight.
It's a week away, man.
It's a big fight, big night, big occasion for Natasha Jonas. And it's going to be a great fight, Spence. I believe it's live on Sky Sports. There's also, I've got my papers, my notes here. I think, Jack Cullen against Zach Chelly is on the bill. Aaron McKenna versus Linus Udofia. Now, that fight...
That's a good fight, you know.
I want to see that fight there, Spence. That's due to be a good fight. I'm not going to lie. Linus versus Aaron McKenna, because Aaron McKenna's on. He can fight a bit, mate. I've seen it, bro. He can fight, bro. Aaron, I'm watching your Instagram. I've got my eye on you because them kind of weights there. What is he? I think he's a 154 or so. Joe's a 147, but he's both brothers are good fighters, Spence. I think they both spent time out in the US. I think one of them even fought Devin Haney as a young amateur. I don't know if that's the same one that's fighting on Saturday night. But yeah, the McKenna brothers are very good young fighters, and they're looking for all the smoke. So that's a good fight. Linus Udofia is not going to be a pushover. Gave Denzel Bentley a good fight a little while back. I think he came up short against... Did he fight Felix Cash or someone? And his eye did puff up. He fought somebody and they had to stop the fight for his eye. But anyway, and then obviously John Ryder on the 27th versus Jamie Mungaya. That's going to be a good fight. I'm hoping...
Remember, I'm telling you that John Ryder is going to win that fight. Huh?
Yeah?
All right.
That will be an almighty upset because Golden Boy have put their hopes on Mungaya, hoping for Canelo clash somewhere down the line, and that could happen.
Listen to me. Right at this present moment, there's some negative energy on Golden Boy. Right?
Okay.
Right? I'm telling you, because...
Why do you say that?
Look what happened to Ira Davis the other day.
Yeah, but I only got signed for one fight. Come on.
No, Tunde, there's some negative energy on there. And I think it's because of Bernard Hopkins.
You can't say that, bro.
I just said it. I think it's Bernard Hopkins. I just said it. I can't say it. What are we? You know what I mean? I think it's Bernard Hopkins.
Bro, you can't say that about Oscar. Bro, you never know, might be doing some business with Oscar. You can't say that. Bro, well, just because he signed O'Hara and then they lost, there's negative energy on him.
Nah, Tony, there's negative energy because Bernard Hopkins tried to bad up Bill and tried to push Bill like Bill's some idiot, right?
Okay, I get what you're saying.
There's some negative energy going on with that thing. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Stephen, you see how these men are moving? I say you can't say it. He said, I just said it. That's Spencer. Spencer hasn't got no decorum. Like Spencer, he just don't really care. He really don't care. But anyway, I'm just telling you, Oscar, my man Diaz, he never heard it from me. That's Spencer that said that. Had nothing to do with me, bro.
All right.
But anyway, yeah, B up. I don't like the way B up. No. I should get Bill on the phone for that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like the way, and he pushed Bill as well. He pushed Bill. He's taking liberties.
Yeah, but Tony, I don't like this. I'll come meet me in the bathroom. That's some people don't come meet me in the bathroom. I said, brother.
What's Hopkins going on with?
What meet you in the bathroom for?
I don't know what Hopkins is on with. I don't know what's the matter with him. And so boxing's kind of. I mean, listen, January has started really good. We've had this fight. We've got the Jonas fight next week, and then we've got the Ryder fight. So that's three good fights, three top of the bill fights in January, and then we move into February. And obviously, we at the start of February, February 3rd, we have the London Derby. And as the fight draws nearer, Spencer, what's your take on the fight with Joshua?
I'm doing something. You know what I mean? I'm doing something for Boxer on Tuesday. On the fight, myself, Steve Bunt, Spencer Oliver. We're doing something on it, and I'm saying this now. I'm gonna say it on the Fight Is Right first. This is about one person knowing himself and the other person having an identity crisis. Right?
Okay.
Right? And that is.
Can you be a bit more?
I could elaborate. Here is one man that is stuck in styles of who he wants to fight like.
Okay.
Right? Do you want to fight like Evander Holyfield or do you want to fight like Andre Ward? Right? Do you want to have the finesse and have the sharpness and the boxing beauty of Andre Ward, which wasn't too crowd pleasing, right? Or do you want to go back to who you truly identified with and there were similarities made for you, with you, about being this hot-headed guy who wants to stay in the pocket and throw shots a la Evander Holyfield? There was a lot of similarities between the two. So I think that you've been kind of caught in between the two to know your fighting style, right? Doesn't mean that you're not a great fighter, you haven't accomplished great things. It just means that there's still an identity crisis there. With Dan Aziz, there's no identity crisis. Dan Aziz knows who he is. Dan Aziz knows that he is meat and gravy, right? He's authentic fundamentals. There's a lot of steak, but not a lot of sizzle. But the steak tastes good. So there lies the difference in this fight. Do we expect Joshua Buatsi to come out victorious? Yes, we do expect Joshua to come out victorious because he's meant to. But stranger things have happened, and bigger things, and with bigger gulfs in being one-sided or being an overwhelming favorite have happened right throughout professional boxing. So to me, Tunde, it is about who can dominate who can impose, they won't dominate, but who can impose their will better. And the person that can always impose their will better is the one without the identity crisis. If Joshua Buatsi is to win this fight, he must not have an identity crisis, right? He's got to be solely on what he's meant to do. Because, and I'm just being real, and this is something that I've said to him, so it's not me speaking behind his back. When he's been in certain fights, especially since signing back with Sky, he has not overly impressed me. Not saying he hasn't got in a bag, but he hasn't over impressed me. And it's been a kind of stop, start with him. One thing I give Dan Aziz is being a consummate professional, not only in his fighting style, but in the fact that he has had continuity, he's fought regular, and he's sustained that. I like the fact that he's working with Buddy McGurk. I also like the fact that he's working with Larry Akandayo, former professional fighter who I used to manage. But Larry knows boxing. But what I am going to say is this. If it comes to a gunfight, then I could see Joshua Buatsi coming out victorious. But if it comes to an over-out thinking fight, even though he's the more experienced of the two, that methodical movement of Dan Aziz could maybe cause an upset. I'm not going to call out what I believe is going to happen because it's too early for that. But, you know what I mean? This is not an easy fight.
Okay. How is a fighter supposed to go into the biggest fight of his career if your trainer is fighting somebody of the same weight in another country.
But when we're saying that, most of his work that he's doing is actually with Larry Kandile and not with Buddy McGregor.
So then Buddy's not the trainer.
Well, he's got two trainers. But I'm gonna be real with you, I would get rid of Buddy McGregor for this fight, and just work with Larry Kandile.
Like, it just, I don't know, maybe.
I don't know, maybe it's
I just don't get it. Like, it's like, bro, why are you man just giving these man money for nothing? You're just giving them free money. It just makes no sense. Like, I'm like, you just knock someone on the head or something. You just say that, bro. Come on, man. This thing ain't complicated. You pay a teacher to be there with you. Or what you do, I don't see, like, this is a big fight. Dan is, like, I love Dan. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's one of
boxing 84 said, Buddy's guy is straight to Greg.
Bro, like, now, this is how I'm thinking now. What kind of energy are you bringing into the contest in a few weeks? Like, that's how I just break it down. Like, it just don't make sense to me. And I just feel like this moment in time, again, this is where people have to just, people make their own decisions. But I'm like, wouldn't it be better to just be based with someone that you're with 24/7? Especially now, this is a serious fight. Because the thing is, like I spoke about this the other day, it's like, you don't need to be going into these massive fights with excuses. If you get beat, you say, you know what? I'm just beaten by the better man.
Simple as.
But it's just confusing to me, and I just never understand it. And regardless, I'm not going to give any prediction on the fight. I think, Spencer, your outlook on the fight is very spot on. It's, I don't know about the identity thing, though. I don't know about that. I don't think I read too much into it. But, JG, energy is a real thing, as you said. But I'm like, this is a big fight. Probably the toughest fight of Dan Aziz's career. Not probably, definitely the toughest fight of his career. And I would have thought that Dan would have, Dan's a kind of guy, he's an easygoing guy, and he puts in all the maximum effort. I just like, but when I'm going into war, I want everything in my favor. That's all. You understand? I just want everything in my favor. So that's not to say Buddy's very experienced, been in the world in the corner with so many legendary and great fighters, great fighter himself. People forget that. So I guess you can't really buy that experience. Well, you can buy him because he's getting his money. You can buy it, he's getting his money. But I'm just a close man. I want these guys next to me when I'm training, when I'm leaving the gym tired. There's no break. And now you got to go. I mean, Buddy's done this before, because I remember before we fought Kovalev, one of his fighters, I think they may have died in the ring.
Yeah, they died, bro.
Yeah, one of his fighters died in the ring, and then he bought that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just different, but regardless, it's going to be a great London derby. Both of them know each other, and I've said sometimes the worst thing is when you've been brucking up a man in sparring over the years, because come fight night, he really knows what you got, and he's not going to be surprised. There's not going to be no element of surprise. It's like, cool, you used to do that to me when the lights ain't on. Now the lights are on. Yeah, it's a different thing. So we wait and see. Very exciting. And let's see who inevitably comes out the winner. Unfortunately, I don't know. I say unfortunately, you never know. See how Ant feels. We would have loved to be at the fight, but we're due to fight the week after, February the 10th. So we'll see what occurs. We've had a few pullouts, which is nothing new, but I'm sure the matchmakers will get everything because we're ready to rock and roll. So and is ready, and we'll see where it goes. I think after that, so you got February the 3rd, February the 10th. Can you think of anything that's after that? Teofimo Lopez is coming back. I know that, Spence. I'm not too sure on the date though. But that's gonna be a good fight, you know. Jamie Ortiz versus Teofimo Lopez. That, because remember the performance Ortiz put in against Lomachenko.
Yeah, it was a proper performance. He keeps swinging.
And let us not forget, we would be remiss if we were not to mention the super fight, the undisputed. You see it there? You know that the energy thing's real, Gus. February the 17th. The great Tyson Fury versus the great Alexander Usyk. We are going to have the Super Bowl of the heavyweight division, the first undisputed heavyweight title fight in how many years, the knowledge?
First since, and I'll tell you when it was. It was the 13th of November, 1999. Evander Holyfield versus Lennox Lewis. That was there. Anyway.
The knowledge. We're not pressing. We're not going on the Google site and typing in boxrec.com.
Come on.
Yeah, it's the real knowledge. So yeah, really looking forward to that fight. Tyson's taking it serious. I think the all sparring partners have had to sign
NDAs.
No, everyone's serious right now. So it's gonna be good, Spence. It's gonna be a fight which I'm really looking forward to. And credit to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh for putting on another magnificent fight. So basically, Anthony Joshua will be fighting Francis Ngannou the following month, right? Is that right?
Yep, and the press conference is tomorrow, and
yes,
and I'm gonna go down there, maybe get some little bits, but I'm gonna go down there all the same, because we're meant to go down there, and so it go.
Master dispense okay, he's not yamming nothing.
No, you know what? I'm gonna be real with you. Whereas people say, people are inboxing me, no, you shouldn't be eating. I'm saying I should be because it's our thing, and it's like gimmick. But they'll say, no, you shouldn't be eating. And it wasn't that. Last week, and there's certain times I'm too comfortable with you guys because this is comfortability. I will eat because I like eating, and it's like I become a little bit of a gimmick, but I like eating a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. But when certain people say, no, I don't like it, when certain people in with I actually don't like it, then I'm saying I'm going to respect the people that jump on and say they actually don't like it. I will nibble on certain times, but listen, for the last month, I've been on the road every weekend on fundraisers. So it's right. So it's been from the end of Christmas, the end of December, the middle of December, all the way to this time now. So it's been 4 weeks constantly. I haven't been out indoors, so when I do get back in, I want that home cooking, especially when I come in on a Sunday, right? I want that home cooking. So when it's there and I got to do the show as well, people don't understand. I rush back from the places that I am to make sure that I do the show. So when I got to eat, I got to eat. Otherwise, I'm gonna. But it is what it is. But yeah, how it goes. And the toothpick thing was just to wind up Tunde, because Tunde's stick thing is just to wind up Tunde. But yeah, I think that's about it, Tunde.
That's it, man. Listen, man, it's been a good one, quick one. Nothing really to talk about. Again, great effort by Callum Smith last night. Wish him nothing but the best, but we have to give respect to a dominant light heavyweight champion in Artur Beterbiev, and let us make the super fight. Turki Al-Sheikh, let's get this thing cracking. I can't see it happening in April.
What?
The Beterbiev against Bivol. I can't see that happening. It's so quick.
Tunde. If Manda said that Turki Al-Sheikh asked me to stop eating foods, I stop. Bro, Turki Al-Sheikh don't control nothing, but you want to throw some money our way, I'll stop eating. But I could see it happening then. And the reason why, because Turkey is dashing peas at this thing, ton. So we wouldn't have believed that certain fights wouldn't be happening at a certain
Hold on.
time.
Can you just clarify what bashing peas or
Is dashing
dashing
peas
peas?
throwing money at the thing? What do you mean clarify? They know what I'm talking
Not
about.
everybody can speak street language.
Tunde. It's Tunde. Turkey Al Sheikh
Turkey handshake is dashing peas.
he's frying
What
peas
does
at
that mean, bro? You can't just come out with the road language and not explain yourself.
okay. Well he's throwing money at the thing. So if he's throwing one of my big clients are following me right now. Turkey Al Sheikh is throwing money at the thing and he's making things happen. Right? We would never have believed that we would have got the show that we got last month. Right? With Deontay Wilder versus Parker, Anthony Joshua Walling. You know what I mean? Big Baby Miller versus Daniel Dubois. You would never thought that you'd get that show like that, just like that. So these things are happening, man. It's trust me, it's a great time right now. It's a great time.
Tyrone Booth says Ramadan is in March and April. Therefore, Bob Arum has said it is happening 3 months after Ramadan. So it will happen in June or July. That is very interesting.
Well, it's still a great time to happen, right? Because both Bivol and Beterbiev are both Muslims, right? So they would observe. I believe they'll be observing Ramadan, right? So okay, then maybe that's not going to happen, but it will happen. Like summertime's a great time for it to happen. But I want you to know that summertime in Saudi is nuts, you know. Tunde, if you went to Saudi in that time, you'll come back being a bantamweight.
A black bantamweight as well. Because I'll get toasted out there. Yep, Spence, I think that's it. Thank you for
Okay.
Thank everyone for joining us. AAV developed Stephen Lawrence. Big up, Steve. Another up and coming trainer. He's doing his bits. Textbook Puncher 1. Alfie Black. His Excellency makes exceedingly good fights. True. We want to keep that going. Jose, R10 Double N, come on. Wulmo Fire, JK Better Life, Goldie, Edna Good, Guzzy, Tyrone Booth, King Reds, Wagwan King, Wagwan Reds. The man's them. Yeah, got big up the man's them on the roads. Right, big up the big Barber Reds. Ace One, Steve Bailey, Air Force 286 snaps. Again, King Reds. Daniel J. Boating, Damian Charles. I mean, listen, it's just, hey, the Bishop's there. Oh, type the Bishop. He's saying Callum Smith v. AY. Again, it's AY v. whoever. Stop disrespecting the man. And I don't know if Callum wants that. But like, Callum, I heard his brother say that he wants to be he's always wanted to, his goal was to become a 2-weight world champion. It's a tough loss for him to take last night. So we just have to assess it. But I just mean there's just some great fights at light heavyweight domestically that can end up being for world titles, providing that the Beterbiev Bivol fight takes place and then the belts become fragmented. And then what you have is a whole lot of belts around and people can fight for them. One of those fighters may go up, or if not both of them go up to the weight above and challenge themselves. So this year is a very, very interesting year, specifically for the light heavyweight division. And a lot of fights may take place and could take place. We've already got, I would say, the first domestic great one this year happening February the 3rd. So yeah, Craig Richards is back in the scene. New trainer, new manager, new team. So Craig's got to be in a mix. My brethren, Shakan Pitters up there in Brummy. He ain't out of the game yet. He's saying he's ready for all the smoke. He's ready to test himself. Money's got to be right. And he's good to go. You still got Lyndon Arthur there. You got the young guns coming up. Ezra, Taylor. Yeah. A good young man, good young fighter. Fresh. He's not that young actually. He's 29, I think. Yeah, he's 29, but he's young in terms of, competition and fight wise. Looks the part, speaks well, very athletic. We got Benjamin Whittaker, good fighter, a former Olympian, entertaining. You either love him or you hate him, but I don't know why you be hating him because he's only winning and he's only giving the fans what they want. So there's Ben Whittaker up there. There's so many fighters in the light heavyweight division in this country, and I think we have a couple of young boys and the elite guys. The elite guys in this country, I would say, are Callum, obviously AY, Dan Aziz, Joshua Boatsi, Craig Richards, Lyndon Arthur. Have I forgot anyone? That's 6, Spence.
Yeah, Tony, that's enough. You know why it's enough? 'Cause I'm going to my bed, bro.
Yeah, you know, I could talk there, but anyway,
3-hour matinee, fight his rights. I'm going to my bed, bro. I'm tired.
yeah, I know you had the thing last night, so yeah. All right, cool, ladies and gentlemen, we will end it because Spencer Richard Rapper was a cruiserweight. He's not light heavyweight, but yeah, there's some good fights. Ladies and gentlemen, let us end the show in exactly the same way we started it. In the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Coming up there. At the mercy.
What's with this ladder mercy business? All right, if you get a house or something. Come on. Good night. God bless.